And we're live.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Reseller Roundtable, our weekly podcast on reselling. It's Brian, Alton, Scott, and Mike joining you again for this week. And for this week's episode, we want to talk about slow sales on eBay, but it could really apply to other platforms as well. But since I sell mostly on eBay, I think in terms of eBay, and I know in the community, like if you look on YouTube, you'll see quite a few videos about this, and I know firsthand my sales are down drastically. And so tonight we want to talk about what are the reasons why sales could be down, and then more importantly, what can we do to combat that? What about you, Alton? Have you noticed any downtick in sales this week?
Well, my eBay, fortunately, I mean, again, we were just talking about this. We focus a lot right now on the Whatnot platform and more of the consistency. I'm trying to build that consistency in a process, in a schedule. But I mean, I am listing in eBay, and I mean, I'm still getting probably one or two sales a day, but and which is good for me. Hardly listing like I should be, but now I will tell you, Whatnot is the complete opposite. Like when I go in, we'll hit 30, 40, 50 sales in a night. So it's a weird judgment. Like, yeah, I can tell you sales are slow on every other platform. I can see it. But for me, I'm steadily growing. Even Scott's growing with his some of the hats he's doing with vintage. Like that part is growing. So I don't know if it's the buy it now people are going downhill. Like that one is going down and his auction's going up. That's a good question to ask, but I enjoy it. I mean, and I think that's part of it too, is I enjoy the auctions, entertaining and hanging out with a community of people in your chat the same way we can hang out, with Val, who's in our chat right now. So like, it's kind of a cool little way of interacting. So it's what value you get out of it. But yes, it's a downtrend on eBay. But my Amazon's has actually ticked up, which is kind of weird to see Amazon ticking up right now. I wasn't expecting that till about, say, end of March or early April. So Amazon's up for me. eBay's definitely down, and my Whatnot is on the rise. So, what about you, Mike?
Well, my eBay took a big hit when I changed directions. So my eBay went like a third of what I used to sell on there. But I've been holding pretty steady on eBay. I mean, I do my 1% a day in sales, of what I have listed. I have 900 listings, so I do about that number every day. It's close, sometimes lower, sometimes higher. But since I changed directions, here we are. I knew it was going to take a hit, but I'm willing to take that hit and sacrifice that side of it for moving everything else around. So that works out well for me.
There you go.
My sales are down too. Yeah, thanks, Austin. My sales are down too.
I know. Scott, I'm sorry. I'm new to
no problem. No worries.
Wait, rewind. So sales are pretty good. Scott.
Yeah, sales are great.
There you go. I'll edit that. That'll be good on the podcast.
There it is. But yeah, I've been sort of like Alton. I've been focusing more on the Whatnot app and sourcing more vintage hats and toys and stuff like that I can sell on there pretty quick. But I've been consistently listing like 4 or 5 items a day still on my eBay store, but my sales are down. And I am more of an everything seller. I've been selling hard goods and clothes and stuff. I found a nice Giants jacket today, and I'll be listing that. And today I sold some Kirkland photograph paper, and I got that at the bins for $1 and sold that within a couple of days. So I sold 2 of them actually. I found another one and sold the second one to the same guy. So, I'm sure if I was more consistent in one category, like my video games are on Amazon, I get more of those consistent sales. But I am picking up different things while I'm outsourcing, so I am listing those and trying to list 4 or 5 things a day to just keep that little consistency. But yeah, my sales have been down 40 to 45% over, of course, Q4, which is normally the hot the months for resellers. Everybody's buying for Christmas and Halloween and all that stuff. So I don't know why sales are down. I know Brian did touch on a couple things in the chat before. Super Bowl Sunday just passed. Holidays. The kids have President's Day coming up on Monday, and then I know people haven't got their tax returns yet, so I know that definitely helped last year when everybody's getting those big fat checks from the government. So I think a combination of that, but I think I've been hearing all over the YouTube platform and from other resellers that their sales are down. Even people at the bins, their sales are down too. So
yeah, I think just to add on to what Scott's saying, like if we're trying to figure out the why, there's a lot of reasons, right? I mean, we're mid-February. We're not that long removed from Christmas, and people, tend to run up their credit cards, and so they're probably still trying to pay those down. This past week we had the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. Those are two events that people typically spend a lot of money on. So disposable income could be impacted by that. And then, like this time last year, there was a lot of stimulus money in the economy. We don't have that currently. Prices have been rising for food, gas, and other things. And you have the stock market's not doing so great. You've got, global issues with Russia and whatnot. So there's a lot of uncertainty, I think, right now. And I think, and probably not to even mention the eBay winter update. We know anytime eBay does an update, their platform, which is very old, it seems like it takes a week or so for all those kinks and the algorithm to figure out to the tinkering they've done. So I think from all those reasons and maybe even others, it's affecting a lot of people's sales, mine included. I'm probably down 50% from what I normally sell this week. And but there are some things that we can do to try to fight that. And I did some things today, and I want to talk about that and hear what you guys think. Like, what are some things to do when sales aren't going as great as you can? Alton, do you have any tactics for?
Honestly, the one thing I have noticed for myself, and the easiest thing I can tell you is to, as we first talked about in one of our episodes, was the consistency, right? Don't stop being consistent, because if you're not consistent, when all this stops hashing out, I feel like that algorithm is going to catch up with you and you're going to be below the curveball again. So is it in your best interest to keep up the tactic that we did while sales are going great? Absolutely. But also maybe it means finding an extra 30 minutes in your day to learn or do something to add on to what you're doing to supplement it. I'm not saying to replace it, but in the meantime, me and Scott are using Whatnot as a great supplement while things are down right now. We're booming in Whatnot. So like, I think that's the play as a reseller is you got to know, like poker, some hands you got to fold them over here with eBay, but guess what? We're winning the hand over here and Whatnot. So it's a matter of a game of putting your pieces in the right spot and being efficient. So like schedules, consistency of listing, and honestly, the best way right now that I've noticed, and Scott found a great piece today, was better merchandise. I feel like the people who are going to spend money right now are the people who have money to spend, not necessarily your everyday consumer who needs the everyday item or the average sell price. So like, I don't like a lot of the bread and butter maybe taking a hit, but have we seen the higher stuff? Are they taking as much of a hit? That I don't know. But like, I feel like if someone has the money and they need something, they're going to buy it. If that thing's $50 to $100, they're going to buy it if they got the money to buy it. But someone who is, say, bread and butter item, they're not going to make a sale because the demographic, or you think about the people who they're selling to, it all matters. How the people that are buying are affected. So, politically things can change that affect us. Health wise can change that can affect us. So there's so many factors, but I think for me, just being consistent, better inventory, and being able to adjust and use the tools that we have as resellers. I think that's the biggest thing. So for me is having multiple platforms to do so.
That's true. I want to play devil's advocate and say, what if there's a whole flux of new resellers and they're oversaturating a market? Maybe they're just flooding eBay with a whole bunch of listings that are cheaper than yours or better than yours or not even, if they're sourcing it for pennies on the dollar and they could sell it, like Mike was saying last week, where they could sell it or promote it at 50%, they're probably going to get the sale over you. So, or maybe the other side, maybe eBay is dying a slow and miserable death, where each week it's going downhill, and maybe it's not the platform to be selling on. So I just like to bring that up. I know their volume of searches on eBay is crazy, and I know that somebody's buying something. So,
but it does seem like I'm on Poshmark also, and Poshmark sales are probably even worse than eBay. And just from the group I'm in, talking to people, it seems like Whatnot excluded, it seems like most platforms are down. So I don't know if it's just an eBay thing. But I think that's interesting, Scott. I do think, like, when a lot of people left their jobs over the past year or two, we're living in a gig economy where, people are doing Uber and Instacart and, piecing together their incomes. And I do think that there are more people in reselling, but I always caveat this. I think once the casual reseller realizes it's really hard work and you really got to spend time to gain the knowledge and to figure out how to make good listings to sell things, I would guesstimate, and I don't know, I'm just spitballing a number, but I think the vast majority of people don't stick around as resellers probably past 6 months.
I understand that, but everybody's starting to do the listings the same way. Chris's group is teaching everybody to list everything the same way, and so you don't stand out, and you have to stand out in a crowd of 500 Nike shirts. So it's maybe it's my thinking. I don't know, but I think you got to differentiate yourself, I think, in some ways, and in other ways, like I said, if that's better inventory or whatever it is, and in other ways, I think you got to dig down and only pay up for the good items, like Mike does, and his sales, he gets the crazy sales on eBay still, but he's sourcing the must-haves for the people that need that stuff. So
Right.
I don't know. Just thoughts that pop in my head. I may be totally 100% wrong, but
I think there's truth in everything so far. I think there's truth in everything everybody says. So
I've never really experienced a very slow time with electronics or golf. It's pretty steady. Like, I'm buying VCR DVDs left and right now. In the process. I have a video coming out Saturday, I think I have it scheduled for, that will show you the warehouse of, one of the warehouses where I'm buying from, and how much stuff he actually has. Okay. I get a lot of heat. Mike, you full of shit. Just a whole bunch of stuff that this really isn't happening. But I took the time to take a video of just as one of his warehouses, like I said, and you'll see a whole row of VCR DVD players just sitting there waiting for me to grab them. And then there's 3 more of these things I need to go back and get. But as far as that's concerned, it goes back to my feeling. And I know some people differ, but I feel like diversification is the best way to run your business. That's my opinion. I like being spread out throughout Google, Facebook, Walmart, Amazon, and eBay, TikTok, and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But I have a one hub spread. I list one place and it spreads out for me.
Right. So, I think let's take Brian and the shoe market. I think the shoe market is one of the hottest ones right now. It has been for the last couple of years. That's why eBay's been promoting the 0 fees when they did the 0 fees and stuff like that, because they know the shoes are selling. And everybody needs a new pair or a used one, looking for those rare Jordans that they want. So if you have them, people want them.
Right.
And I have shoes. I sell shoes.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I have shoes. I have some right on the shelf right behind
me. Nothing against that. I'm just saying that
yeah. No, I sell everything. If you look behind me, I got almost pretty much a wide genre. The only thing I try and avoid now is clothing. I don't really buy
for me, one of the jokes was when I used to introduce somebody or they would talk to me and they'd be like, what do you do on the side? You know, besides you're beyond your job. I go, I resell. And they go, what do you resell? And it was always a joke for me. And I'd be like, anything that's not nailed down and it's legal for me to sell it. And honestly, I think with that mentality, it puts me into a conversation to make better connections with people because they're more likely to be open-minded to anything that they're thinking might be valuable versus saying, oh, I only sell Funko Pops. What's that? Now I have to educate them. But if I say, hey, I sell almost everything, video games, you know, I do whatever it is, I do so. Sorry, the notification went off and it was like, thought that the whole stream ended for a second. But no, I think the whole aspect of it is just you open yourself up to making the better connections to get the better quality pieces. And if it doesn't work for you, like I do Funko Pops mainly is my main thing that I would love to do on Whatnot. But is it my number one seller? No. Like it's my number one thing I enjoy because I know the most about it. But I do vintage hats, sport caps, whatever, action figures, toy lots. Like you have to, in some places, tools like that they benefit you more to have diversification, and it helps you flow through your inventory. And we have a very high sell-through rate and whatnot. So, I mean, you're talking, I'll come in with say 50 or 60 items and 40 to 50 of them will sell. That is a high sell-through rate. Now, am I getting top dollar? No, I'm selling to other resellers. Some stuff will go average price. Some of it goes higher. It just depends on what it is. But I'm still making a profit at the end of the day, and that's what matters. So, yeah.
Well, and you know, obviously, there's multiple ways to run businesses, and that could be successful. So I'm not gonna come on here and say, oh, you have to niche down. I mean, Mike amazes me all the things he's able to do. So he kind of shows how successful you can be. Now, the devil's advocate in me could say, well, he's very successful, but what if he just really focused on one thing? So going back to the slowdown of sales, another thing that's particular to me is I'm in the process of switching from being a clothing seller to a shoe seller. So the eBay algorithm, I believe, was sending me X amount of traffic because they knew for over a year I was listing jeans and men's Western shirts and these things. So now I'm doing shoes. And so I think the algorithm is probably trying to figure out, well, how much traffic do I send? What type of customer are we going to send my way? So I think that's another variable that's in play for me specifically. And just to kind of touch on the niching down, like y'all know, I'm a big proponent of one thing and focusing your energy on one thing. And right now for me, it's shoes. And I just want to kind of touch on some reasons why I think it's valuable. We only have so much time and energy. And if you do everything, you're going to master nothing. And I know Mike is an outlier. Other than Mike, I don't know anyone that's as successful as he is that's that diversified. Most everything sellers make $100,000 or less, which that's nothing to sneeze at all. You can make a very nice living, right? I'm not disparaging that. But what I'm saying, if for most people or businesses that niche down, it allows you to scale your business and to grow it a lot more than you could if you were trying to do everything, because you can't be a master in hats. You can't be a master in shirts and electronics, and you can't. I'm not gonna say you can't. It's very difficult to master multiple niches. And in addition, Scott was talking down. Is you're going to figure out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we lost your camera there for a second.
Oh, okay. You can still hear me. I don't know why.
Still hear you.
Yeah.
If like right now, since I'm only doing shoes, I am figuring out, like I've already made adjustments to where and when I'm sourcing. Like I'm cutting my expenses, which is one of the things you can do when sales are slow. You need to cut expenses and find better inventory. And you can do that, I think, when you began to niche down. And I was talking to, I don't know if Clay's in the chat, but I was talking to Clay. I had like some big ideas of how to really next level it with shoes. I'm not going to share on the podcast because like it's secret sauce and some things that's going to take me a while to work on. But if I was selling everything, I couldn't really spend time thinking about the business, working on the business outside of the business to come up with ways to get shoes to come to me versus me going out and hunting them. So I would just say niching down has a lot of advantages, but the things that I've been doing to counter slow sales, Alton, you mentioned this, the consistency, right? I was only listing 5 days a week. For the past week, I've listed every single day. And a lot of that's building a draft bank so I can take Sunday off, maybe even Saturday if I get enough up. But that consistency in listing, we know eBay loves that. I'm also using all the tools that we talk about, offers to likers, markdown sales. I increased my coupon today because I'm really way down on my sales. I'm like, this ain't going to cut it. So I did a 30% off coupon to my buyers, and that thing is really converting really well. Well, am I getting as much money as I want out of each item? No, but I have so many items, and I've got them, for really low cost of goods. So I don't need to be greedy, kind of like what we were talking about. I need to get some cash flow coming. I don't know. I keep losing.
I want to ask Brian.
All right, I've been talking a lot, but I would just say there's lots of things that we can do, and for me, niching down just to shoes allows me to focus on that and
Right.
think about that on a different level.
Brian, I got a question about your coupons. Is Scott, you use coupons?
I do use coupons, yes, 20%.
Alton, you got them?
I actually just learned how I started to. Brian's telling us about it. I used one this week, and I had one sale this week using a coupon, and I did like a 15% coupon.
Somebody can answer this for me. I use them. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, when you make a sale with them, in your sale, it shows your full price, right?
Right.
And then to the right of that, what the buyer actually paid, whatever the 10% off or whatever that is. Is eBay hitting you for the full price of the sale or the coupon price?
It's just the coupon price.
You've checked that?
Yeah.
Why does it show the full price next to it then?
That's the invoice, though, right?
Huh?
You're looking at the invoice?
I'm looking at the sale. If you go to like paid and shipped or shipping, awaiting shipping.
So you're asking, is eBay taking a percentage off the initial price or the actual price?
Yeah, what's eBay cutting out of there? Are they taking? Because if you look at your sale, it's two different numbers. And I haven't had time to actually go back and look and see what they hit me, what percent of that sale. Did they take it off the 10 or did they take it off the full sale price? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do. I tell honest, I haven't checked it, so.
Neither have I. That's why I was asking if anybody's checked it to see, because I'm interested to know. Because if you think about it, if you're running 10% off on a $100 item, that's $10, right? So if they're charging you for that $10, let's say on the $100 sale,
right,
that's another $1.40. No, $1.40, $2.10, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at an order to.
If you slap promoted on top of that, are you getting banged the whole way around? That, I said, I have not looked at it. I know I've sold quite a few with coupons. I just never had the time to sit back and break down that one sale and say,
you're looking at the
itemized. Okay, so I have the answer. All right, I just found it. Let me share my screen.
You got it. Let me grab it.
I think I have the answer. All right, so if you go,
there we go.
All right, so here's all right, let me see. So where to go? Okay, so if you go under payments, under summary, or is it all transactions? Yeah, if you go under payments, all transactions, like it breaks down each individual cell. So if you click on the item number, like these Joe's jeans that sold, right? They sold for $15 plus shipping. Where was that? Oh yeah, you click on the details. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out on the fly. And so you see the total fee was $1.05, and it gives you the item, the fee type. This was a the sell price was $15. I had a promoted listing at 7%, which was a fee of $1.05. So that 7% is on the sell price of $15 and not the price before the discount. Is that what you're asking, Mike?
I don't see. That's a coupon that's sold on.
Well, all right. That one's not a cute.
That's
No,
not
let me
coupon,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
one's
the
not a
ad
coupon.
rate. That's the
That's just your ad rate, your promoted listing fee.
Let me see. How do I find which one sold on a coupon? Let's do this. Let's look at orders awaiting shipment. All right, like this one right here. All right, let's look at this one. This sold with a 30% off coupon.
Now look at your numbers, right? Sold for, and then the number next to it is less. Is that right?
Let's see. Oh, what? Okay. So this total amount is, if you click on it, it breaks it down. Like it was $29.99
adds
plus
back to shipping,
$5.99 shipping, but this 30% discount is that coupon. This is the $9, so it comes out to $29.21, which is less than what the full price would sell for of $29.99.
I understand that, but what is eBay hitting you in fees? Where'd they hit you? At the
All right.
$35 price or at the
Let's-
$29 price?
Let's look. All right, so click on the details of this transaction. All right, so fees were $3.38. So we
they're hitting you
have
off the $29.21. They're not hitting you. They're hitting you off the total after your discount. That's what it shows right there. The fees are based off the total payout amount of $29.21 that includes your shipping.
Okay.
So,
All right, so that answers my question. Like I said, I wasn't sure.
Oh, and here's another advantage of being a top-rated seller. You also see you get a credit of 10% off those fees. So I also got a 34-cent credit.
Right. That I knew. That part I knew, but the part where I was wondering where they hit you with the coupon.
pretty neat though.
Yeah.
Nice to know where those fees come out.
Yeah, I need to dig into that more, but yeah, and that's probably a good idea. I'm glad Mike brought that up to periodically check in there, because I will say in the group that Chris has noticed, because he was doing line by line accounting when he was doing his small store, and he did find a few items that they messed up on, that the numbers were wrong, but he also said sometimes they were wrong in his favor too. So for whatever that's worth.
No, just like I said, I wasn't sure because I sold stuff and I looked at it and I said, I wonder where they're hitting me on this. What is my final verdict on that one?
It's a good question. Talk about getting into the weeds, looking at those numbers, and that's a good thing to do. I think it's easy because, and here's the thing. Like, I know everybody thinks I'm all eBay. Like, I don't think eBay's perfect. I think they make the numbers overly complicated, and it makes it hard, for sellers really to know what their numbers are. Like, if you compare it to, let's just say Poshmark, it's a flat 20% fee off the top. I mean, that's real easy. You know exactly what it is. But eBay, you've got final value fees, which it depends on the category you're in. Then you've got coupons, you've got promoted listings. If you're below standard, you're going to get hit with a 5, soon to be a 6% extra penalty fee. So there's a lot of different numbers to look at. It's like you almost need an advanced mathematics degree just to figure out your net profit. Hey Val, I see you in the chat. How have your sales been this week? Or anyone else out there in chat land?
Chatland, I love it.
our 5 YouTube subscribers.
Hey, we made it to 27 subscribers. That was a feat this week. I was like, oh heck yeah, okay. So we'll get back there. We'll get our people to come over eventually. They'll figure it out and like where are them fools at?
Oh, and by the way, if you check out our podcast on Spotify or wherever else you find it, Alton, you noticed today we were talking behind the scenes that we have our first ad being placed on our upcoming.
Yeah, that was exciting. So I uploaded the first one to catch up the introduction we did with Mike the day I missed 2 weeks ago. And then when I had the opportunity and uploaded again, I don't know if the metric finally said, hey, would you like to play ads on your podcast? And that's like a big step into the process. And it's all based off playtime. I think we hit over 50 hours. If I do the math right, like I can't look at the whole grand scheme of it, but I think it was 50 hours of playtime to hit the ad mark. And we just hit our 50-hour mark on YouTube. So I was happy. I was kind of like they're coming to growing together. So
small improvements.
Small steps. So did any of y'all bring any sales of the week or finds of the week or?
Sure, Mike did.
I got both actually this time.
Oh, nice.
I brought both.
See, I'm learning.
Mike's ready.
Well, we're gonna let Mike go first.
Find of the week is from my electronics guy, and I got a couple of them. But I love when I find the older stuff.
Oh, the original Xbox.
Yeah. In really nice condition.
That's clean as far as the plastic goes. That's clean.
I mean, it's not much weight. Look at that.
I wonder if that one was really ever used much.
So I got 2 of those in my buy. Like I said, I got a video coming out Saturday of this buy, so you'll see it there.
Sweet.
Then my sale. See, I'm ready for you guys. All prepared. You ready? Let me.
Yeah, I'll see what up here, and I'll give you a second once you share your screen to.
Sharing away here now.
And let me add it to stream.
Okay. So sold this today.
Nice.
Now I usually pay $5, maybe $10 for stuff like this at estate sales. These things are like gold. These printers. Look, I got the sheet out to show you how many prints were on it. Have an extra set of ink for them. It has a brand new toner in it. Real nice.
Which model is that?
What's that?
What model is that?
That's a Brother HL L238ODW.
Oh, nice.
So they did very well, $221. Okay, but because I cross-list, I just raised the price for everything for my shipping, so it's free shipping.
Well, I know the D is for duplexing, but I can't remember what the W is for.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Well, it's with duplex printing black. I don't know. Whatever. Look, the thing
it's always fun. So, like when you look at the letterings in the bag, if it has like a D or what's funny is MFNs are not multifunctional ones are trash. MFPs and stuff like that. But the ones that are specific like that one, those are really cool finds.
Like if you can print that, I'm trying to find the piece of paper that actually has it. Right there. Total page count, 3826. So they know how many prints this thing has run.
There you go.
If you can have stuff like that in your listing, yeah, that's a pretty good thing to add in. You know what I'm saying? If you can figure out how to do it. It's in the settings. You can print it out every time. And it's, to me, worth it. Takes 5 minutes to do. So anyway, that's at my front door waiting for FedEx to pick it up tomorrow.
Very nice.
Nice. All right.
I just picked up a Brother printer from the Benz yesterday. I haven't looked it up yet, though. So I'll definitely be putting that paper on there, figuring out how to print that off. So
absolutely.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. If you can't figure, just go to YouTube, type it in, say I want to get my page count.
I've done it before.
It's in settings though, but yeah, you want to give as much information on stuff like that as possible, because this way, like I don't know if 3826 seems low to me, for that type of printer, laser, 3800.
I mean, you're looking at
I don't know if that's like quarter life, half life. That number, this way, at least who's buying it knows.
I would say it's about half, because we have people, because I run the hardware at our university for our groups, and I think they run about around 10,000 is about the life expectancy before the maintenance kits become too costly, because you have to replace more and more pieces as maintenance kits get older. As it gets older, it's a 10,000 replacement, and it's replacing everything.
Right.
So you're like, there's no point. You're better off buying another one after like the certain whatever. There's a end of life maintenance one that'll give it another, say, 6 months, and that's it. It's like the last thing you do while you order and wait for the new one to come in. So
even more reason to have that number out there for them when they're buying.
Absolutely.
They know exactly what they're buying. It's not something that they get it and like, oh, you have 10,000 prints on this stupid thing,
Right. And that number varies between each model. Like what they say is like the life, term of life. Like if you think about a vehicle, it's got one too. Like any vehicle you buy may have a 200 or 300,000 mile life expectancy. If with proper maintenance, it could get you that far. So that's what the thing is. Proper maintenance of those will get you hopefully this far. So,
and they're great to buy. I mean, like I said, you pick those things up $5-10. You don't have to get the monster ones, and they'll still sell for $100 and something. It's amazing. I can get cheap printers around. I get them, list them, and they're sold as long as they're working, obviously.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, like that one, it would have been worth it for me to buy the toner because it's only like $16. I mean, it's like, it's not their brand, it's an off brand, but still it works.
I think for me, since last week, let me see if I can share my screen, if I can remember how. That's bad. I know how to share y'all's up, but I forget how to share mine. So let's see here. Mine was a pretty simple sell, but I would say the return on 69 cents at a Goodwill, this Call of Duty Black Ops 2 game in perfect condition, paid 69 cents for it. Sold it for $10.28, and I think after fees and everything, I'm still walking away with like an $8 profit. You can't. I mean, I'll take them little sales all day long, but that was a fun one for me, just to see that sale go through. So
very nice,
especially when it takes you just a minute to list it. It was a minute to buy it, and literally, I already had a box ready. It was a minute to ship it, so it's like I had no time in $8 profit.
Very nice.
I'll take it. So.
I would, when Scott and Brian are done, I'm going to share something with you guys.
All right.
I'll go next. Share my screen. I'm getting better at this, guys.
Yeah, you are. There we go.
All right. Here we go. This is, speaking of golf, we got a golf bag. Oops. You guys can see that, right?
Yep. Well, we can see there we go.
Yep. This is a no-name brand, Aspen Golf padded travel bag. Sold for $36. But this is something that I got at the bins. I was just going to leave it, and I put it on a golf bag that I picked up for $5. And they charged me a couple bucks on top of that for the bag, the cover. But I turned a couple bucks, like Alton said, into a $36 sale. Was pretty nice. Easy to ship. I just threw it in a box and sent it on its way. So that was my sale of the week.
Nice. It seems like golf keeps coming back.
Yeah, golf because Mike keeps on bringing it up. So I brought that sale up. So yeah,
it's always my fault. My fault.
I like it. All right, I'll go ahead and share mine.
That's all right. Now we're gonna see, because Brian's in shoes. He can do golf shoes.
He can do the golf shoes.
Yeah.
Well, I will say it really hasn't transitioned over. Like the shoe sales are not coming in force yet. All right.
They will.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Let me add it. All right.
All right. So this was my best sell last week. I think it was $74 with shipping, and I took an offer on it, I do believe. And this is a vintage Jasper sweater, 100% pure virgin wool. Oh my gosh, I don't even have the size in here. Wow. Yeah, I don't even have the size in here. It's going to be.
Add it in the description at least.
It's a medium. Yeah, I have in the item specifics, but that's bad. But anyway, this this is a really heavy duty sweater. This was a Ben's pickup, and anytime, like there's certain not materials, there's certain fabrics that make a clothing more valuable. Cashmere, wool are two the ones to look out for, and the fact that this one was made in Canada. I don't think there were a lot of comps on this, and so but that's a good point. Like sometimes you can find something and it may not be a bread and butter item with a million comps on it, but if you know that it's January, February, it's cold, and you find a heavy wool sweater that's made in Canada, and that's enough to, especially if you're getting it at the bins for a couple bucks, to go ahead and make the purchase on. So sweaters are definitely selling this time of year, and that was my best one of the week.
Nice. Well, it looks like we've all had, again, varying terms of success, but we're all selling different items, so that's pretty awesome.
I sold 2 suits over the last couple of weeks, which.
Oh yeah, the sport coats and blazers.
Yeah, they do very well. I don't
source. So we were told in the past. Sorry, I had to.
Wait, who told us that? Wait, are we copyrighted right now? Are we able? Actually, I don't know. We had
for
3
the
copyright
record,
strikes. For the record, people out there, and Kevin, if you're listening, the reseller roundtable, that was my idea. I came up with that. So and when you were on our podcast, as with your free will, I'm sorry, guys. I'm
no. It was funny because we all agreed that when we were all going live to upload this, and this is the whole. We're gonna put it out there, like we're, don't come at us sideways, because we're gonna be honest with you. Like, yeah, we don't take crap from each other. We all have our differences. We don't always get along in our private groups, but we're grown. We're grown men in this group, and if we don't like it, you know what? Agree to disagree and move on. Let's carry on. We're all resellers and different things, but for me, we got copyright strikes on videos that were done together from another channel. And yeah, it was a little salty one today. Like I was in a mood today, and the group knew it.
So do they just take their word for copyright? Because obviously Kevin has no copyright on Reseller Roundtable.
Well, what he did was it wasn't because it went live on his channel. That's the part, is it was originally aired live on his channel. Those 3 episodes, he said that we took it from him.
Even though we all agreed that we were rotating who was hosting each one, and Kevin knows that. So Kevin, if you're out there, you're a liar. And I'm sorry, I was trying not to go into this, but what you're doing is wrong. It's petty, it's immature, and you're just wrong, and you're a liar. So the agreement.
It was very petty. It was very petty.
Sorry, guys.
So,
pisses me off.
I'm glad it's aired out. I'm glad that the people who follow us will understand that we're trying to be as honest with this as possible. We tried to be respectful and just say, Kevin left on his own terms, but at the end of the day, we had disagreements. Some of them couldn't be gotten over, and certain people decided to leave the show. It's plain and simple, but I refused to make a decision to cut certain people out of the show, and none of us would make those decisions. So there that be. So yeah, we're here having a good time every week. It's not fair to our friends and people who do watch us in the resale community to not have us if they enjoy having us. So we're going to keep going on, and Mike has graciously come back to hang out with us, and we get to see Mike on
the round table.
That's right.
There's that term. Okay, we're going to have to figure out a different term than OG. Okay, like I don't know. Like I feel like all of us in our own respect. I mean, reselling 16 years myself. Come on, I think we're all OGs in our own respect. Maybe not to YouTube, but we all bring our expertise in something, and we're not here to belittle anybody. We're here to help you, make you grow. I mean, I might not help you in your sales, but I might help you in your mindset. Scott might help me in my sales, Brian might help me be more consistent, which he has, and Mike might put me on to understanding more about electronics. Like, we all have different things we bring to the table. So, I'm just grateful for this group, and we're going to keep pressing forward. I am finally caught up on the editing, so I can it's about time, right? So I feel better. And that's the other thing, editing when you don't want to, because you're not enjoying it, it's a bear. It is something, it's one of them things of, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, why do it at all? So there we go. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad we're back. So,
and I guess just to clarify, I know I got a little upset there, but if you find some of our episodes are missing, that's the reason. Kevin put copyright strikes on those, so that's why they're missing. Even though he agreed, and we all agreed, we were rotating who was hosting the weekly live until we got a dedicated channel, which we now have. So sorry, anybody out there, if you're trying to catch those past videos. I guess you could go to the Thrifting Lounge, and I don't know, maybe they're up there. I don't know.
Well, you can go to Thrifting Lounge, but guess what?
Hit me up,
because I edit them. I still own the rights to the Spotify account. So any of those that are on Spotify, feel free to come listen to them on Spotify and hang out with us.
There you go.
Hit me on screen share real quick.
Oh, I was going to ask about that. Got you. Let's do that real quick. Let's switch over. All right, you're good.
I learned this week. Are you ready for the shocking news?
Yes.
Walmart.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Look what.
Wait, where's the dolly? The dolly. Is that how you say it?
Look at what some of this stuff is selling for. Look at this. Ready? Watch this one. And it's not even this high on Amazon. Oh, well, wait a second. I'll get to it. There it is right there. $44.55 for Wii Sports.
Oh, I just got one of those today.
I have 4 sitting behind me. But the research I did, is like most people that are following the directions, refurbished has to be in the listing. You see all these refurbished, renewed, refurbished.
Right.
Refurbished, which is BS, but whatever. So basically, because I spoke to a rep, because I didn't want to risk my account for something frivolous. You know what I'm saying? I could do without $154 Wii sale. Okay. And they walked me through it and said, yes, as long as the item that you're sending out is in like new condition. And I asked her, well, what does like new mean? Because you're talking about, controllers people handle, they throw around. And she's just like, as long as they're like in good condition, you're more than welcome to sell them.
Huh.
So this is a side of Walmart. Because here, let me show you something else real quick. Now, tell me how
turn us to the Wild Wild West.
How can you do this and say that these are new? Hold on, let me see if I can find a lot of 50 single cards of Pokemon. I'm not a Pokemon expert. Give me
But at that point, even that right there is a red flag of singles. They don't come singles.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, so Pokemon Charmander, right? So if you come in here, look, an individual card selling for 50 cents plus $4.95 shipping. Here's another one. How do you have individual cards?
You should never have individual cards.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So I spoke to them about this. And again, they said as long as your price is reasonable and the card is in good shape, you're more than welcome to sell it.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you can go revert to buying a single card.
Yeah, on Walmart.com. So I just want to show you guys that real quick because it's something that got me,
You got to catch them all.
Well, look, think about it.
Gotta buy them all.
I just am worried about my account more than anything else. I don't want to risk my account for something stupid. Make $1 today to lose $200 tomorrow doesn't make sense to me. But it's available.
Nice. Well, fellas, we have covered a lot. We've addressed a lot. We've it's been a good show. So But I expect us to do this every Thursday, 8 o'clock at the same time. And
But you know what, Alton, just to tie it all together, kind of like, we were talking about slow sales, and we talked a lot of angles, but I think the key is you've got to keep going when you're facing challenges, whether it's in slow sales or whether it's in petty X podcast members. You've just got to keep going, and you've got to surround yourself with good people that you can learn from and you can get advice from, and you've just got to be consistent and keep doing all these things that we talked about.
So, well, I agree. I think we all can learn and grow, and that's what we are as human beings. We learn and grow every single day. I mean, of course, we all, say or do things sometimes we're in the wrong, but at the same time, we're still here. We're still learning. We're still a group, and that's what we're going to continue to be. So, fun stuff. So until I will have this one up. The goal is from now on to have every week, because the editing on these are a lot smoother now. So we are cutting them down to about the 30-40 minute, because I'm not including the sales of the week inside that. It's more content driven only for the podcast. So I'll cut that down from now on. So we should have these up and live before every time we go live again. So we'll have that week of like Wednesday of next week. This one will be available on Spotify. So to give us time to process and let the ones that we just re-uploaded to kind of take some time to be listened to. So, all right, fellas. Well, we will see y'all next Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern.